Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWide Podcast, your trusted voice for watching the Mystic content and a little bit of everything regarding this WNBA draft that's coming. So I hope you're ready to lock in because we're ready to give you a new breakdown with a very underrated high motor forward that's in this 2026 WNBA draft class. We're talking about Darianna Littlepage-Buggs out of Baylor. This is a player who brings elite rebounding production, is a physical interior scorer, and gives the kind of effort and toughness that coaches absolutely love. So we know that our coach, Sidney Johnson, is going to love Darianna Littlepage-Buggs if Jamila Wyman sees its value. But we're going to talk through it. We're going to see how she fits and a little bit more. You know, Darianna is not about getting the same type of height as a top 10 player in the nation. But when you turn on the film, you see a player that can impact winning without needing the ball in their hands. And for our Washington Mystics, since we're building around our young core, Sonia Citron, Kiki Irfan, and Shakira Austin, if she decides to come back, playing behind that front court and those players with the skill set that Darianna has, then the question becomes, will she be a good fit as a depth piece that helps solidify the Washington Mystic rotation long term? That's a very good question because we have to fill out this roster. So let's break it all down. Let's talk the measurements. Let's talk the strengths, some of the weakness. Let's talk the comps and a little bit more. Y'all know how we do. So if y'all ready, we're going to get into it. So Darianna Littlepage-Buggs is a forward combo forward type of player. We're talking about a 6'1" player out of Baylor and is a 4-year senior. An archetype, we're talking about a physical rebounder and an interior finisher. And before Darianna Littlepage-Buggs entered college, she was already one of the top players as a high school player. She was a McDonald's All-American level prospect. And that's from day one when she entered or stepped foot on the campus of Baylor. She showed exactly what it makes her valuable. So we're talking about her high motor, physical toughness, elite rebounding instincts, efficient finishing around the rim. And when we talk about her WNBA archetype, we're talking about a player that can be physically imposing as a forward, and a player that can impact the game through effort plays, second chance opportunities, and defensive activity. We're thinking about a high energy forward that can produce double doubles without plays being called for her. I think that's those are some good intangibles, people. Y'all let me know what y'all think so far. All right. So let's talk about her college career. For her whole season. Well, actually, no. Let's talk about what she's doing right now. She's currently averaging, or she averaged, because their season is over. They lost yesterday. We're talking about a player that averaged 10.6 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, close to 2 assists, shooting 51% from the field, and 30% from three as a high energy forward. Remember that. Okay, so let's talk about her freshman year at Baylor. Came in averaging 10.6 points a game. Real consistent here. 9.2 rebounds, was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year with 14 double-doubles. We're talking about an impact player immediately once she stepped foot on Baylor's campus. She came in and she dominated the glass right away. Let's talk about her sophomore season. We're talking about 10.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, shooting 52%, and her role expanded as an offensive player. She was efficient. She stayed strong. And her offensive responsibilities grew. Right? So now let's talk about her junior season. Her junior season, 13.8 points a game, 10 rebounds. So her rebounds took a little dip in the sophomore year, but it jumped back up. So we're talking again, 10 rebounds a game. She gets to the glass. She cleans the glass. She was an all Big 12 first team player. Talking about 20 rebound. She had a 20 rebound game. So that means she is not scared of the contact. She get in there and she get it done. So that was her statement season. She became one of the most productive forwards in her conference. Remember that. Okay, so now let's talk more about her senior season. Remember, 10.6 rebounds a game, 10.6 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, shooting 51% from the field. And still producing double-double games. And that is great from an energy forward to be able to get double-double level games and to do it consistently. You know, that's what she's known for. And let's talk about her strengths. She's an elite rebounding machine. She got the motor. Littlepage-Buggs has averaged nearly 10 rebounds per game across multiple college seasons. So she stepped foot onto the stage at Baylor, and she cleaned the glass all the way until the end of her season as a senior. So her production is not a fluke. It's something that we know that she does. She can create extra possessions through offensive rebounding, strong positioning, physical box outs, and with relentless effort. And her rebound is often earns rookies more playing time. It often does. So you got to be able to defend. You got to be able to rebound. All right. So she has, when it comes to her interior scoring, we're talking about efficient. Career field goal percentage is about between 52 to 54%. She knows how to finish through contact. She can score off of offensive rebounds. She can convert high percentage looks near the basket. She doesn't need a high usage to be effective. Her high motor and her physicality, this is a player that does the dirty work. She can set solid screens, boxes out, can be a good rotational piece, especially on the defensive end. Because if she is switched out on, if she has to switch out onto a guard because of the pick and roll, she can hold her own. And her hustle plays takes it up. So if you talk to any coach will value a player that can consistently impact winning when they're not scoring. And that's what Darianna Littlepage-Buggs does. Remember that. All right. Now, if you're enjoying the Washington Mystic breakdowns that I do here at the Fan Wire Podcast, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content, this is what I need you to do. I need you to like the video. Take 2 seconds. Hit the little thumbs up. Hit it real quick for me. Also, subscribe to the channel so that you can never miss one of these WNBA Draft breakdowns that we're doing. Also, you can always get in tune with all of the Washington Mystic content that we drop in. Hey, as you can see, I'm tapped in always. All right. So now let's get back to it. Darianna Littlepage-Buggs. Let's talk about some of her WNBA player comps. Who are the players that closest compares to her game? So when we're talking about the style of her game, we're talking about Michaela Timpson for the Indiana Fever. Similar strengths. We're talking about strong rebounders. We're talking about interior physical presences. We're talking about an energy forward that can impact the game. Both players bring a high motor activity that translates well to WNBA pro systems. Okay, now when we talking about athletic tools, her comparison is this: Leticia Amahir. Amahir offers an explosive athleticism and switching upside. Littlepage-Buggs currently shows more of a consistent rebounding type of production, but they're definitely similar. So similar. And when we're talking about interior role as a player, we're talking about Olivia Nelson Older. I messed it up. I know I butchered it. I'm sorry. Suns fans, Connecticut Sun fans, pardon me. All right, so now let's keep going. All right, so both players score efficiently near the rim, provide interior presence, impact the games without high usage. Littlepage-Buggs plays more of a combo forward rather than a traditional center, so that's where they kind of differ. But if you package all three, you got Darianna Littlepage-Buggs. Now, Darianna Littlepage-Buggs is not as tall as these players. They got her about 3 inches or so, right? But with her heart and how hard she plays, I think she can make up the difference. All right, now, 2026 draft projection for this WNBA. Now, most projections currently have Littlepage-Buggs as a mid to late second round pick. We're talking about the 17th pick to the 28th overall. And the probability of Darianna going in the first round is kind of low. Let's be honest. Second round, that's where she's most likely to hit. Now, the Washington Mystics have 2 second-round draft picks. Remember that. Now, when it comes to the third round, there's about a 25% chance that she can drop that far. But I definitely see her being a second-round pick. It's just a matter of where she goes. And why does she project to be in that range? WNBA teams often prioritize forwards who either provide elite size or stretch shooting. Littlepage-Buggs provides elite rebounding, but not elite perimeter scoring. She can shoot it, but that's not going to be her focus point. Remember that. So, since she's not going to be proficient as of right now in that particular mode of forwards for the WNBA, we got to figure out how she can fit, especially with the Washington Mystics, because, hey, that's what we're here for. We're going to drop that Washington Mystic information and insight. Okay, so for the Mystics specifically, Littlepage-Buggs fits a developmental front court depth option behind players like Kiki Irvin, like our players like Shakira Austin if she comes back, and she fits the timeline for development. Because also, The WNBA, according to the new CBA, teams can have 2 developmental players on the team. She can possibly fit into that mold. Or if she does her thing in training camp, she might take somebody's spot. Who knows? Because remember, Darianna Littlepage-Buggs is an energy forward that you can bring off of the bench to give a spark, right? Or to just give some minutes. She can be a situational rebound specialist because there's always going to be a time we need to get a rebound. She can be a physical defensive depth player. And she can be insurance for player injuries. Knock on wood, plastic. We look up to the Most High. Of course, we don't want that to happen, but we have to have options in case of emergency. She could fit that mold. Okay, now Darianna Littlepage helps address one of our team's biggest issues: depth and players that can give energy. So, and consistently give energy. She got that young energy. Okay, so especially when it comes to having a young team that like what the Washington Mystics have, we're talking about a player that can be reliable because she can bring effort in every night. And she's known to bring effort. It's not like she's coming into the league and she has to become this player. This is a player that she is. She's shown it each and every night, every season, or every year she's been in college. Remember that. Okay, so let's talk about the fit in the draft. Let's give her a grade. We already know we're not looking for her to be a first-round pick. We're going to cross off our 3 first-round picks, the number 4, the number 9, and then the 11 pick. We're going to cross that out. So now let's talk about the 2nd round and the 3rd round. We have the 19th pick. I think that if we pick Darianna Littlepage at 19, that might be a stretch. I think we can get some more value at that pick. I'm just being honest. Now, pick number 30, we're talking about an excellent value pick right there. We'll get that one an A. But if we can get her in the 3rd round at pick 34, we're talking about maximum value with our pick. Let's be real. Now, let's give you this. When we talk about Darianna Littlepage, she projects as a high floor energy forward that can translate her rebounding ability to the WNBA level. Her long-term ceiling may depend on if she develops perimeter shooting, an expanded offensive skill set, defensive versatility, especially against the bigger front courts, because there's some bigger ladies. No offense, but they got some strong ladies in the WNBA, but based on her skill set and her elite rebounding, she can carve out a path in the WNBA. And every roster needs a player that can bring toughness, consistency, and energy. Remember that. All right, Washington Mystic fans, WNBA fans, because I know everybody that's watching is not a Washington Mystic fan. You might be trying to get information for your squad. I get it. We appreciate all y'all for tapping in. That's going to bring this breakdown to an end for Darianna Littlepage-Buggs. She got potential. She got potential to fit with the Washington Mystics. She's not the flashiest prospect, but she can carve out a niche. She can carve out a role. because when you got players that rebound at her level and compete with the kind of motor that she often brings to a game, you can find a way to stick in the league. And it could be with the Washington Mystics, because we know that the Washington Mystics are looking for front court depth that can provide a physical presence. And Littlepage-Buggs could be that answer. She could be on the radar of the Washington Mystics. I know that's a name. This is a name that's on Jamila Wyman's board. I know it. I haven't seen the draft board, but I just know it. I know it because she will be on mine. I'm just saying. Now, if you want more Washington Mystic breakdowns, prospect scouting reports, and just WNBA analysis, and what we think is going to happen in the 2026 season for our Washington Mystics, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and you'll never miss an upload or when we go live. So do this for me. Drop a comment real quick. Let me know, should we draft Darianna Littlepage-Buggs in the second or the third round if she's available? Let me know. Also, let me know if you think we need to prioritize a high energy forward that can come in from the bench. Let me know. All right. Well, just so you know, that's the breakdown. This is your host, Delano, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. We'll be right back at y'all real soon, because guess what? Before we go, we will be announcing our second annual WNBA Draft Watch Party. Pull up to the venue, and we're going to watch the draft together. We had, at the first one, I think we had over close to 100 people. So I expect a lot more people to pull up. Because, hey, we got 3 first-round draft picks. We got 2 second rounds and a first. So I know the energy from the Washington Mystics are going to be in the building. But if you're not a Washington Mystic fan, that's cool. Pull up and watch it with us. We welcome y'all. We welcome the entire WNBA family. We appreciate you. Again, this is your host, Delano, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. Oh, hold on. Time out. I'm trying to close, but I keep I'm remembering things. Okay. Also, if you want to chop it up live with your boy Delano regarding the Washington Mystics or even just WNBA basketball, period, let me know. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a message. Put it in the comments. Let me know. If you want to get on live right now and talk Washington Mystics, I welcome you. Come on. Let's chop it up. Let's talk through it. Because we don't all think alike. But we can definitely have some good conversation, especially around our Washington Mystics. Let's do it. I'm out of here. Again, this is your host, Delano, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. I appreciate y'all. I'll be right back at you tomorrow. Gone.